For this lesson, you need to open the sample file Sales Summary 4 from your Sample Files folder. Let's now add a structured table reference that will reference the value in cell B4. In other words, it will look in the sales table and bring back the value in the net column for row 4. I'll click in cell G4, type equals on the keyboard, and then click in cell B4. And look at the structured reference that results. Equals sales, open square brackets, at net, close square brackets. This structured reference means look in the sales table, and the at means and look in this row of the sales table, and return the contents of the net column for this row. I'll press the Enter key and just prove that that's exactly what is returned. 15,249. Now the at this row operator isn't really needed in Excel 2010, and if I remove it, you can see that the formula works just as well. If I look at the formula behind cell C4, I can see that I'm calculating the value in the net column multiplied by 0.15 to calculate 15% of the sales value as the tax amount. I'm going to do that now using a structured reference in cell H4. So I'll click into cell H4, type equals on the keyboard, pick up the net field from the table, and then multiply by 0.15. And when I press the Enter key, the value of 2287.35 is correctly returned. Let's do the same thing for the total in cell D4. If I look at the formula in D4, it's B4 plus C4. In other words, the addition of the value in the net column and the value in the tax column. So I'll click in cell I4, type equals on the keyboard, SA to reference the sales table, press the Tab key, open a square bracket, and I can see the net field. So down arrow key to the net field, Tab key, close square bracket, and I want to add the value in the sales table again, and this time the tax column. And when I close the bracket and press the Enter key, you can see that the correct value is returned. The same value that's being calculated in cell D4 within the table. Notice that the formulas within the table are using the old-fashioned A1 style syntax, but we can use structured table references within a table as well. Let's take that value in H4 and copy it, and then I'll paste into cell C4. And when I paste, I have the same value. But let's have a look at the structured reference. It's equals, open square brackets, at net multiplied by 0.15. So I'm seeing the this row operator again. Well, since that's not necessary, I'll remove it and press the Enter key. And for the total column, this time I'll roll my own formula within the table. So I'll type equals and then open a square bracket, and I'll take the net field, press Tab key, close bracket, and I'll add to it, open square bracket, the tax amount. Press Tab, close bracket, press Enter key. And you can see that I'm returning the correct value. Let's now take the formulas in cell C4 and D4 and autofill them to the end of the table. Now I could just drag the autofill handle down, but I think I'll do it by double-clicking on the autofill handle instead. Let's now look at the formulas behind the cells in the table. To do that, I click Formulas on the ribbon, and in the Formula Auditing group, Show Formulas. And you can see that these formulas are a lot more readable than the old A1 style formulas. I can see that tax is the net column multiplied by 0.15, and that the total is the net plus the tax. Let's change back now to Show Values by clicking Formulas on the ribbon, Formula Auditing, and that Show Formulas button once more. Now you might be wondering what will happen to those structured table references if I convert the table to a range. Well, let's do that. And you know that a very important thing to do to a table before converting to a range is to remove the formatting from it. So I'll click inside the table and then Table Tools Design. In the Table Styles group, I'll bring up the gallery and I'll click the None style, and all of the formatting is then removed from the table. Now I want to convert the table to a range. Now I could do that by clicking in the table and then Table Tools Design, Tools Group and Convert to Range, and that would work fine. But a quicker way is to right-click any cell within the table and then select Table, and on the flyout menu Convert to Range. And the table has now become a range. Let's see what Excel's done with those structured table references. So I'll show the formulas again by clicking the Formulas tab on the ribbon and then in the Formula Auditing group, Show Formulas. And you can see that Excel has converted the structured table references into some very long-winded A1 style table references. Well, if we convert the range back into a table, will Excel be able to convert those A1 style references back into structured table references? Let's test it and see. First of all, I'll click within the range, and then I'll click Show Formulas again to bring back the values in the cells. Then to convert to a table, I click within the range and then click Insert, and in the Tables group, Table on the ribbon. And my range has now become a table again. Now let's look at the formulas within the table. So I'll click Formulas on the ribbon, in Formula Auditing group, Show Formulas. And I can see that Excel has not been clever enough to convert those A1 style table references back again into structured table references. So if you make a round trip with a table containing structured references, you'll have to convert those A1 style references back to structured references again when the range is reconverted into a table. You don't have to convert old A1 references to unqualified structured references, but it does make the formulas a lot easier to read if you do. Let's now show values instead of formulas by clicking Formulas on the ribbon, Formula Auditing and Show Formulas. And I think I need to auto-size those columns as well. All that remains now is to save your work, and I'm going to save with the new name, Sales Summary 5. And as usual, I'll save to the folder above, my Sample Files folder. I click the Save button, and you've now completed Lesson 117, Understand Unqualified Structured Table References.